One of the things I do is in the research side, economic development, amongst other things, but on the research side, I love data, because data will tell the story and data never lies. And so since April of 2020, our Central Houston has been tracking the recovery. We've been tracking many metrics. It started with weekly reports, because remember 2020, we all thought we were coming back in May of 2020, and then it went to bi-weekly, and now it's really a monthly report because the data doesn't shift as much monthly. And so what's on the screen in front of you is the in-office occupancy. I collect about 25 million square feet of data from our building owners right here in this room that tell us what's happening within their buildings. And then we're able to make an analysis to see if we're going in the right direction and how it's going. And as you can see, since January 21 on this side of the screen to where we sit as of January 2022, we were trending in the right direction, except for a small hiccup in December to January, but we've recovered nicely since then. Heading off into the overall office market. We are a 53 million square foot office market. We're the one in the left with the yellow, and I just want to show that in comparison to some of our neighboring communities. The people to the north of us, Austin, I guess we'll name them in this room, Dallas and San Antonio and so on, and all this is on our website, but what it's really to show you is we are a really large office downtown. Our vacancy is sitting about 24%. So we are a little bit above everyone. Thankfully, our neighbors to the way north in Dallas are sitting above us. So anytime we can have that. On the under construction, Texas Tower, we have 1550 on the green that will both be delivered here soon. Continuing to show confidence in the market by our developers is something we want to continue to see, and I think everyone in this room is excited about. On the residential side, downtowns are dead, 2020, everyone said that. People didn't leave for the suburbs. It was false narrative, but that's kind of what gets people to pay attention. And so as we've tracked it, as you can see, we're sitting 86.1%. The peak we've ever had in downtown was 2019 at 88%. So we have 2% down since then. So really nothing's changed, and we've added more units. So really, if you were to adjust that, it's probably negligible at best. And so as you move on to kind of the residential market comparisons, we are still a small residential downtown, but we are growing fast. And as Chris already alluded to, we have a lot of buildings being delivered here. We have, I always want to say Trammell Crow's project, but it goes by different names. So just new buildings being delivered here in the very near future. You can see all of them. It's actually now up to 1,800 units. We've had a few new projects that have now gone on to planning and moving forward. So we will be delivering a lot of units here in the very near future, which is exciting. When it comes to hotel, this is the more wonky one. It's slowly going up. What I did on this particular slide was actually show you December of 18, 19, and 20. And then on the far right, you can see where we sit in 21 December. The reason I wanted to show that is we did take a dip from November to December. But if you look historically at December, we're actually barely off, about 10% or more. So really, we're seeing the recovery happen. It's just happening a little bit slower. And as the convention center keeps going, I think that will continue to grow. This is all on our website, so I don't expect you to read this, but I wanted to put out a comparison. We're on the far left, followed by Austin, Dallas, San Antonio. So we're still a growing hotel market compared to some of our counterparts. And then finally, the downtown Launchpad. This is a project I know everyone in this room has heard us talk about many times. We have a partner with AM&G in this project. The Downtown Redevelopment Authority is a big partner of ours, and we have some board members here, and I just want to continue to thank you for letting us chase this vision and the impact that it's creating for our community. And so really what it is we wanted to build a space to tell all founders and startups in Houston that Houston supports you for what you are. This is a place for everyone. We built it very strategically in partnership with a bank that does a lot of SBA lending. We built it on the rail line, which is also the South Transit Center. It's the only place in the city by bus, long-range commuter bus, or train you can get to. So what I like to tell people is anyone who wants to be a part of this innovation hub can get there from anywhere in the city. It's the only place that actually can do that. And so what we wanted to do was say, if all of this needs to come together to help a startup launch, we're going to put it all in one space. And so we did. We're the only place in the United States and actually the world that has 2 top 10 ranked accelerators co-located in Mass Challenge out of Boston and Generator out of Madison, Wisconsin. No one has ever done that before, and we did it with the vision. Impact Hub is now our 3rd partner in the space to help us keep everyone there, to continue to provide resources free to the community. Any startup from around the community can come and get resources at our space. So far, we've accelerated 171 companies. We've had 1,600 plus companies apply to be in our programs from all over the world, showing people want to be here. But really, the blue is where the impact starts to happen, and that is where they come into the program with the pre, 4 months later where they sit. And we've seen an 82% increase in funding. Every time a startup gets funding, they start hiring employees. And so it's just an incredible thing that we're seeing. And these numbers will continue to grow because what I forgot to mention is every year we bring in another 100 startups. So we've only been doing this for 2 years. So you can imagine what that impact is. And then what I want to leave you with is you hear 171. What I always like to think is that's what it looks like. This is all of the startups, or most of them, that have come through downtown Launchpad, and we're pushing out into the startup ecosystem here into our building, to the cannon upstairs, keeping them, fostering new jobs. And so that's just really exciting, and that's what gets me up every day, I will say, is looking at from Case Control, who just raised $1.5 million and just hired 10 people, to Grind, who was on Shark Tank and got an investment from Mark Cuban, to Dollarito, who's just moved here from Dallas to be a part of our programs and have now headquartered in downtown. So we have a lot of really neat things happening.